Hi, I'm going to do a quick review of my Harbor Freight pressure washer, or parts washer. I've had this for about a year and I've looked everywhere online. There's lots of reviews of these things, but people talk about the upgrades they've done and I made some mistakes and following their advice, and I'm going to try to tip you off on things to avoid doing. So first of all, you'll notice that I've got an oil filter on the side to filter the solvent. And this is just a cheapy Walmart. I think I buy them for like $2. It's an ST8 model. I bought this for $17. I ordered it on Amazon. There's lots of different shapes and styles you can get, but I just used the existing bolt hole here and opened up a new one on this side. If I ever need to replace the filter, you'll notice that gravity is working against me here. But the beautiful thing is, just pop off these two screws, and then basically I flex this tube straight up so that it's hanging above the unit. Drain all the fluid down, unscrew the filter, and put the new one back on and reattach it. Basically 2 bolts. So it's pretty trivial. This is just standard fuel line. From the auto parts store. I think I drilled a couple of 5/8 holes here. While you're at Harbor Freight buying this unit, you'll want to buy that little number. It'll help you in terms of drilling any holes. To drain the unit, I have a Petcock down underneath. Lots of people talk about this, and people drill this thing out and tap it. The problem is it's a weird size. It's basically an M14 1.5. And so what I did is I went on Amazon and I ordered an adapter. It's a compression adapter, but I just threw away the compression part. It's a M14 1.5 times a 10 millimeter. And basically the 10 millimeter had allowed me to buy a cheap Home Depot Petcock and throw on there. And so at this point I could put an additional adapter and put a hose down or something like that. I don't really need to. When I drain, I just typically drain into a 5-gallon bucket or something like that. I'll probably put a hose on it at some point. The next thing I did is to kick the, I have the existing pump. There's no reason to change it in my mind. So what I did is I bought just a quick little adapter to go on there. This one goes out to the filter. This one comes in from the filter. This is a PEX deal. I bought it at Home Depot. It's a couple bucks. I screwed it in place, and there's a little adapter here that allows the fluid to come on. Now here's the mistake I made, and this is what you should avoid. I don't know, I consider myself semi-earth conscious or whatever. And so I did everything in my power to use water-based solvent. I tried several of them and it was a disaster every time. Technically they work. The best one I found was Simple Green, the industrial strength, I think it's purple. But the reality is, the second I would use it, about 5 minutes later, my filter would clog up and the whole thing would quit working. And actually, so I started stopping using the filter for a while. I just unhooked the whole thing. I was frustrated. It was a complete failure. Then I finally had the concept that my problem was not the filter. My problem was the solvent. Basically, the water-based solvent would destroy the paper inside that filter and clog the whole thing up. So I finally broke down and I went to Tractor Supply, and this is the stuff you want. PSC 1000. It's a special solvent for parts cleaners. It has a high flash point, higher than mineral spirits or kerosene or diesel fuel, which makes it a little bit safer. It takes about 7 gallons to use in this unit. You'll probably want to put at least 8 in it, so you'll have to buy 2 buckets. You'll notice that the shelf was supposed to go right at this level. I moved mine down to the floor and I mounted it on a Harbor Freight furniture dolly. Basically, if you lift the shelf is not attached. I've got just a couple of screws in this corner, just straight down into the wood of this dolly. And everything in my shop is on wheels. This is no different. And so it works beautifully. It already has casters. I think the whole thing was 12 bucks. It's just a beautiful way to put it on wheels. It lifts it up, almost 6 inches, which is actually really nice. And then I just drop the shelf down. The shelf is just setting on the base, and I can put my buckets in there. And then if I want to, when I'm done with this project and I want to drain the fluid, I'll just drain it directly into the buckets. I'll let the junk settle at the bottom, because there will be junk in the bottom. The filter can't get everything. I'll let the junk settle, and then when I pour the solvent back in, it'll be great. So anyways, that's my recommendation. Lots of people put fancy pumps and they do all kinds of crazy stuff, which is great, I suppose, but I think I came up with a really cheap and elegant solution. It works beautifully. This new solvent just has changed my world. I would highly recommend it. I know some people use kerosene and diesel and all that, but I really am pleased with this naphtha-based solvent from Tractor Supply. I'm sure there are other options. But anyways, this has been a great unit. Oh, by the way, the first upgrade I did is I took the Harbor Freight label off because it's big and ugly. And I have a love-hate with Harbor Freight. Sometimes I buy their tools, but I really am embarrassed every time I do. So anyway, that was the first thing I did, probably before I even put the thing together. And I feel a whole lot better about it. So anyways, good luck. I think it's a great unit. It's cheap. It's effective. As you can tell, I'm soaking an old wire wheel that has 50 years of British grease kind of embedded in it. And it just, this stuff is magic. Let it soak for a while, throw a wire brush on it, and it all just comes off like crazy. It's awesome. So anyways, good luck. Highly recommend it. And you can tell it's well used. I used it for a transmission and overdrive and several wheels and all kinds of stuff. So it's been great. I'm really pleased. Good luck.